So you want to load a table from a CSV file or a text file to your database so you can query. This is the video for you, and I'm going to be making it for absolute beginners as I guide you through the process. Okay, so to import to your SQL Server, remember this video is from Microsoft SQL Server. You go on the Windows menu. We are looking for our import and export wizard, which you will find in your Microsoft SQL Server folder. So I'm going to navigate my way to look for that file. Now this window is where I'm going to choose the source of my file, which is the file itself. And since it's a CSV file, I'm selecting a flat file source, and then I browse to locate the file, which is this particular file that I have here. Now I'm in that particular window where I have the files, so you can see the location same as this. But this is looking for text files, and my files are in CSV format, so I select CSV files, and this is the file I'm looking for, so I select open. Now I have my file. I can go next, but I want to preview my data to see if everything is in the right form. Otherwise, this may give you some challenges later. So if I come to columns, I see that some of the variables are making sense. This all looks good until, okay, something like this. Now this is description, so we expect them to be in text. These are codes, we expect them to be numerical, and victim ages, expect them to be numerical. But you can see this looks like some of the codes here. More codes are now in the victim age, and the reason is actually because the rest of the data for that particular data point are not the way it should be. So this will definitely flag up an error by the time you begin to work. Okay, so the reason for this is because of the quotes here. Probably there was another quote in it. So basically what we have to do is we need to specify text qualifier for this particular problem, right? Just ensure that if there's a need for text qualifier, you can clearly state that out. Okay, so if I did that, so you can now see I now have a more organized data. All I'm saying is try to ensure that you preview your data before you go on. Okay, an advanced thing we can do, which I would really suggest, is to suggest the data type. Okay, I don't want it to suggest based on the smallest integer data type or the smallest, and so I have about 1,000 rows of data here. So let me just say use the whole 1,000. Right now, take note that the larger this value, the longer it's going to take, but I just want to use 1,000. So it's going to go through each of the variables and then try to assume what they are. So latitude, double precision, float, victim age, an 8-byte signed integer, which is quite big. Maybe I'll do a video on how to really pick out some of these things, right? This is double precision float as well. But let's just go on. If we have any errors, we may have to come back here and change a thing or two. Okay. So next up, if you select next, is you want to choose the destination, which is where you want to load this file. And I want to load it to my SQL Server, so I'm taking it to Microsoft OLEDB driver for SQL Server. Select that, and then I have to define the properties. Now I would need my server name. Which one way to get it is from your studio, from your management studio. So when my studio opens up, you can find my server name here. This is my server name. I can copy that. Now please guys take note, I'm using a developer edition. If you're using an express edition, you would have something like this. you have to copy the entire thing there, not just your system name, but I'm using developer. Okay, so I would paste that there, change this to Windows authentication, and then select my database where I want to load this, and I'm saying I want to load it in database 1. Okay, that's where, so select whatever database you want to load the table to. Okay, now I haven't done that, I can say next. So here I have my data, right? So if I had multiple sheets, which you would experience if it's a workbook, right, you can select whatever file or table you want to load. So I want to edit, I want to see what my variables are. I have float, so you can see how we defined some of them. And nullable here is that does it allow that particular variable to have nulls, right? So for the sake of this video, and because I'm doing this for absolute beginners, I would not want to tamper with some of these things. Otherwise, some of these variables are too big. For instance, the time variable I saw there were just about 4 digits, which would pass for a not a big int, it would pass for a small int. As a matter of fact, it would have passed for a small int, but let's just go on. Okay, so if I select next, here it's going to give me a preview if everything looks like it's fine. If it's not fine, you may have a warning symbol here trying to warn you that, oh look, we suspect that we may have a conversion error when trying to load. Sometimes even with this you may still encounter that, but it's not as bad as when it looks. This means that you got it almost right. Maybe something just came up along the way. And also make sure that at this point you want to load, that the file you are trying to load is not already open on Excel. You understand? Let it not be that you're trying to load it, you're trying to upload the table to your SQL Server and it's open in your Excel. That's going to flag up an error. So let's see. Okay, success. So if I connect my SQL Server now, if I connect my SQL Server, go to my databases and go to my database 1, open tables, you can see that I now have my table here. Alright guys, in my next video I'll be doing how to load an Excel worksheet or a workbook, a table from a worksheet or a workbook to your SQL Server.